If you cannot hear me well, or if you cannot see me well during the presentation, please just and speak up or write in the chat, because I do hope you can hear me properly. So it's a big pleasure for me to be taking part in this event today. My name is Gosia. I am the Director of Admissions in Campus Spain in Spain. Well, normally I spend a lot of time in Indonesia, mostly in Jakarta. I used to live there during many months during the year, because I am responsible for admissions to our programs of students coming from Indonesia. And I am planning to visit West Borneo as well as soon as I can. But of course, unfortunately, due to the current situation, I had to come back to Spain, and I am in Campus Spain office at the University of Vigo right now. But I miss nasi goreng, I miss speaking Bahasa, I miss Indonesian malls, and I really want to come back as soon as possible. So I would like to share with you a presentation which gives some information about the interesting advantages of studying in Spain. Normally, students think that studying abroad is very expensive, and that whichever study abroad destination you choose, it's going to be very costly. This is true when you speak about Australia, UK, New Zealand, Canada, US, but there are countries in Europe where studying is very affordable. And Spain is one of those countries. This is because the education in Spain is public, so it's supported by the government. So students from all over the world can benefit from scholarships from the government, which makes studying abroad very affordable. So I would like to share some presentation to tell you a bit more about us, about our programs. Can you guys see my PowerPoint right now? Okay, good. All right. So Campus Spain is an organization that has a mission of helping students to come to Spain and to choose Spain for their university studies. We are endorsed by our government, and we also receive support from the Spanish embassy in Jakarta in Indonesia. We believe that although it is not yet a very popular study abroad destination in Asia, you guys should know that the numbers of students from Indonesia who come to Spain is growing. Actually, there is one student from St. Paulus School who will be joining the program very soon. She's already enrolled. Spain is one of the most developed, most democratic and financially stable countries in the world. It is the safest country in Europe. It's very important because students here are very safe. It's a very tolerant country, very welcoming country, no matter what country you come from, which is your religion, how you look, you're gonna feel here like at home, because it's a very tolerant and very friendly country. Also, the crime rate is very low, so students never get stolen, they never get any kind of safety issues at all. I can promise you that, because the program has been running for years and it's been very safe. And it is very important also for your parents. So you probably think this crazy woman is talking to me, telling me to go to Spain, but Spain is so far away. It's a tiny country. I know nothing about Spain. Okay, so I want to show you that this is not true, that there are many things that come from Spain that you know a lot about. Okay, so who doesn't know Real Madrid or Barcelona or MotoGP, or tennis player like Rafael Nadal? These are all Spanish sportsmen that are very famous in Indonesia. So we already receive a lot of students coming from Indonesia to Spain to study programs related especially to. We offer a program where you can join a university in Spain, but also play football in a professional football team in Spain. There are programs for football management, sports management and business, physical education, and there are many students from Indonesia who study this kind of programs in Spain. Spain is also very famous from filmmaking. So the only production hub of Netflix in Europe is based in Madrid, in the Spanish capital. So I hope at least some of you watch The Money Heist, the series at Netflix. It's a Spanish series. If you haven't checked it yet, please do, because you're gonna love it. And while watching it, you will also fall in love with Spain, with the country and with the language. So again, there are many students come from Indonesia to study filmmaking, for example, and movie business and audiovisual communication, for example. So Spain is a very enjoyable country. That means that if you study in Spain, you will not only get very good quality education in a safe environment, you will also enjoy your life. And this is very important. Spain is already #1 study abroad destination for students from Europe. So if there is a student in Netherlands or in France or in Italy or in Germany that decides I study abroad, their #1 election will be Spain. And this is because it's a very beautiful country. You can learn how to ski in the winter. You can go to the most beautiful beaches in the world in summer. Architecture is very beautiful. The culture, the lifestyle, the food, the gastronomy, fencing, Spanish guitar, the richness of the culture is very enjoyable. And then, guys, one more thing I wanted to show you. Sorry, I just need to.
Halo, apakah siswa saya masih setia di sini?
Masih.
Oh, masih.
Videonya terhenti ya? Iya bukan?
Nge-lag kali, Bu.
Ya, kayaknya dari dianya nih.
Gangguan kayak gitu.
Sinyalnya hilang.
Kayaknya masih berada di sini, kan?
Sudah keluar. Kayaknya dia nanti balik lagi.
Keluar.
Masa itu sinyalnya hilang, Mbak. Jadinya tak keluar.
Ya. Jangan kemana-mana loh. Kita tunggu dulu kalau memang dari luar negeri kan, dari Jakarta.
Dari luar negeri?
Ini dari luar negeri loh.
Oh.
Kita harus tunggu.
Sinyalnya dia yang tidak bagus.
Ini luar, berarti signal bagus di negeri Indonesia ya, Pak? Mana
anak-anak kita yang di luar kota aja sinyalnya masih kuat kan?
Anak-anak kan juga mau lihat Pak Step nih, biar seger nih, semangat nih. Aduh, hai. Stefano, mana Stefano nih?
Anak kesayangan mau dicari terus loh, Stefano loh.
Stefano ada di sini? Mana enggak respon ibu kok?
Ada anak kesayangan.
Apa, Bo?
Anak kesayangan Kausu tuh si Sony sama Suki gitu ya.
Pokoknya Mas ya.
Eri ya.
Kapan, Bo?
Aku tuh udah datang. Sudah datang lagi ya anak-anak ya.
Gosia masuk lagi tuh, Pak.
Ya, udah.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me again?
Yes,
I'm very
okay.
sorry.
Okay.
My computer. All right, good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I'll just continue before I. Okay, I cannot share my screen right now. Can somebody please?
Di co-hostkan deh. Okay, go.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good. So what you can see on your screens right now,
Yes.
hopefully. Okay, so these are some very famous brands, right? Everybody knows Zara. Do you like Zara? Or,
Chup chups.
sorry?
Chup chups candy, lollipop.
Chupa Chups, yes, we call Chupa Chups, yeah. So we have Zara, we have Chupa Chups, we have Mango. I know students in Indonesia, they usually love Pull and Bear for clothing. So guys, all those brands you can see on your screens right now, all of them are Spanish. So Zara, for example, is a Spanish brand, 100% Spanish brand. So, it's not from Singapore, it's not from France, it's a Spanish brand, okay? So the reason why I'm showing you those brands is because these are your potential future companies to work for. All those, La Liga, which is like the governing body of the Spanish football. La Liga has an office in Indonesia, in Jakarta. Zara has a huge office in Indonesia. Airbus is a company that is participated by Spain largely. All those companies call Campus Spain or Spanish Embassy in Jakarta, and they say specifically, I am looking for a young person from Indonesia who knows English, but who also knows Spanish, who went to university in Spain. I need to hire this person for a very good position, very good job position in my office in Jakarta, in my office in Singapore, because those companies, they are expanding in Southeast Asia. They want to hire people who understand Indonesian mindset, lifestyle, culture. This is a unique opportunity for you guys. If you study in Spain, those companies will fight for you to hire you. And this is a real story because I have seen it before. You won't have any problem to work with any of those companies if that is something you would like to do. So now moving on to the universities, I would like to explain to you very, very shortly how the university system in Spain looks like. So in Spain, we have 50 public universities. These universities are all over the country. The most important thing about public universities is that they are subsidized by the government, which means that up to 90% of the tuition fees is paid not by the students, from Indonesia, but by the Spanish government. That means that you can study in some of the best universities in Spain, some of the most famous universities in Europe, for approximately 12 million rupias per year. 12 million per year. Okay, because all the remaining tuition fees on top of this amount, of course, the degree is much more expensive, but the rest of the tuition fees will be covered, will be paid by the government of Spain. We also have 35 private universities. These are, of course, more expensive, like in Indonesia, because they do not receive this subsidy. But to be honest with you guys, public universities in Europe, the cheapest ones, are also considered the best ones and the most prestigious. So if you are looking into any European country, please always try to look for a public university. Campus Spain is your pathway to any Spanish university you choose. So any university that exists in Spain, public or private, if you want to join this university, we will make it happen for you. So if you choose to study in Spain, you will have to keep in mind one more very important advantage. You will be also studying in Europe. And there are some advantages for you international students who study in Europe that you cannot find in any other continent. First of all, remember that once you've got a student visa to Spain, once you are a student in a Spanish university, you won't need any extra visa to visit any other European Union country. So all the countries you can see listed on your screens right now, Germany, Italy, Hungary, Netherlands, You can go there, you can visit those countries, no passport control, no borders, no visa. So many of my students, they will go a lot to Portugal, for example, because Portugal is very close from where the University of Vigo is based. And they are surprised because there is not even a border between Spain and Portugal. They just enter. So you're gonna be exploring the whole continent. It's also very cheap to explore the continent, because once you're already in Spain, you know, you can, being a student with all the discounts, you can find a flight to Paris, for example, for 20 euros, 15 euros, for example. So it's very cheap for you, and you will be able to explore many beautiful places. Also, thanks to the fact that Spain is in Europe, Spain belongs to the European higher education area. So it is a community of 49 different member countries that need to follow a very strict and very high education standards imposed by the European Union. Thanks to that, your diploma from a Spanish university will be automatically recognized in all those countries. It is also very easily recognized in Indonesia. You can work with a diploma from a Spanish university in Indonesia and in the United States. And this is my favorite advantage and favorite privilege that you guys will get if you decide to study in Spain. So basically, it is called Erasmus Plus, and it's a scholarship. This scholarship is funded by the European Union. So once you become a student of a Spanish university, you will be considered a European student. And as a European student, you will have a right to spend 1 semester or 1 year of your bachelor's degree studies in another European Union country. So let's imagine you study fashion design at the University of Coruña in Spain. Very good degree, by the way. For the second year of your degree, you go to the university in Paris. You still continue studying during this year your degree. During that year, the European Union will give you a scholarship that will cover your cost of accommodation and of your meals. So sometimes students say, oh, so I get a salary, I'm getting paid for studying. Yes, you will go to another European country and the European Union will pay you the money for studying. It's called Erasmus Plus, and if you are in a Spanish university, it will apply to you even though your passport is not European. It's not important. You will have a right to benefit from this scholarship. All right, very, very briefly, guys. There are many Spanish universities in rankings and world rankings. If you check for rankings for Spanish universities, my recommendation is go to rankings by subjects, because this is where most of the Spanish universities are featured. Some of the best business schools in Europe are in Spain for marketing, business analytics, finance, and management. 4 degrees, Spanish universities are between the best in the world for engineering, all types of engineering, basically, tourism and hospitality. Spain is the second most visited country by the tourists in the world. So there will be a lot of good tourism, hospitality, and gastronomy schools here in Spain. Also for veterinary, food science and technology, and sports science. Now I would like to tell you a little bit more about the language, about Spanish language. So probably I always ask students in Indonesia this, and they always say they know the song called Despacito, right? It's a very famous song, very funny song called Despacito. So this song is in Spanish, okay? But it is not, it was not made in Spain. It's not, it was made in another continent, actually. It was made by a musician that comes from Puerto Rico. So the thing is that Spanish is the language that is used in 21 different countries in the world. The #1 language in the world in terms of people using it is Chinese Mandarin. #2 most spoken language in the world is Spanish. In the world, there are more people speaking Spanish than English. And for you guys, if you use Bahasa Indonesia, learning Spanish is very, very easy. Because I know you're laughing now and you think that I'm exaggerating. You would be surprised how many words are exactly the same or very, very similar in Spanish and in Bahasa Indonesia. For example, the shoes in Spanish is zapato. Flag in Spanish, the flag is bandera. We say sabtu, minggu, permiso. You guys say permisi. It's gratis. There are so many words that you only need to hear them once and you will remember them forever. Students from Indonesia do not need to take reading classes for Spanish, because if I give you now, right now, a book written in Spanish, you guys will know how to read it correctly. And there will be many words you will already understand. What I'm trying to say is that it's very easy for you to learn Spanish and to speak the second most spoken language in the world. Right after Chinese Mandarin, the most spoken language in the world. If you take a look at the map, you can see all the countries highlighted in yellow, all the countries where exactly the same language, Spanish language, is used. So all the countries that are highlighted in green are the countries where students are smart and they already realized that and they learn Spanish, and Spanish is the most studied second language in the world. 71 countries in the world, the most studied second language is Spanish. So Spanish is becoming very, very popular. Spain receives a lot of students who want to learn Spanish because they understand the importance of this language for the future. In the United States of America, right now, 20% of people speak Spanish, although there are cities like New York or Miami where almost everybody uses Spanish. And now, it is predicted that by 2050, so quite soon, more than half of all people living in the United States will be speaking Spanish. So there are already many companies, international organizations that require the young candidates entering job positions to speak Spanish. There are also companies like Deloitte, a very famous company, that will be paying you more salary if you prove you know Spanish. It's a very good investment for your future, of your time, of your energy, of your money, to learn Spanish. And you are lucky because coming from Indonesia, it's going to be easy for you to learn Spanish. All right, so what is the role of the language, of the Spanish language in the Spanish university system? You remember that I have told you a while ago that we have 34 private universities in Spain. Those universities are illustrated with a yellow field here in this cycle. Private universities are quite costly. They are expensive because 100% of the tuition fees must be paid by the students. Some of those universities deliver degrees, international degrees, that are entirely in English. But these are very little degrees, and these are mostly degrees related to business. But most of the universities in Spain, the public universities, the best universities, the ones that are highlighted, that are shown on the screen in green color, they use Spanish. So it's an official language of Spain. It's the language you're going to hear on the streets, and this is also a language used in Spanish public universities. That means that if you want to study in a public university in Spain, you need to know Spanish. Don't worry, I don't want you to start to learn Spanish now, okay? Students don't need to know Spanish when they reach Spain. They learn Spanish in Spain before they start their degrees, okay? Spanish universities teach in Spanish, but they are English friendly. That means that international students in Spanish universities can use study materials in English, can take tutorials with the teachers in English, and in some cases, they can also take the exams in English. So it's easy for you, and you can, get used to using Spanish slowly. All the universities that teach in Spanish are subsidized by the government, which means that yearly tuition fees to be paid by the students are low. There are universities where yearly tuition fees are of 12 million rupias per year. So what you can see on your screens right now is a map of Spain showing the tuition fees in different regions, in different cities. So depending on the city you choose for your studies, your tuition fees will be like this, between 600 and 1,500 euros per year, or a bit more. It's more in Barcelona and in Madrid. But most of the universities, some of them, the best universities in Spain, cost approximately 12 to 18 million rupias per year. Okay, and these are some of the best universities actually. So you can study, for example, IT here at the University of Granada, which is ranked the second best faculty of IT in Europe for 12 million rupias per year. Okay, or business in Valencia, ranked one of the best business schools in Europe for 18 million rupias per year. So how do I get the access to a public university in Spain? What do you guys need to be admitted to a public university and to benefit from those cheap tuition fees? There are two admission requirements. Number one, the general admission requirement is that you need the Spanish language certificate. Again, I don't want you to learn Spanish in Indonesia. You will come to Spain, you will join the language program, you will get the language certificate. And the second requirement you need to meet to get admission to bachelor's degree is that we will need your high school diploma, the one with the photo that says Lulus, okay, at the end of SMA, after the third year of SMA. And we will also need your transcripts of records with your grades from year 12 and year 11 of your SMA. That's it. There are no entry exams, no GMAT, no IELTS, no TOEFL, no Selexi, I don't know. There are no entry exams. We only need those two things. So how do I learn Spanish? Now I'm gonna explain you a little bit more about like the timing if you decide to come to Spain. So if a student, international student, comes to Spain targeting a public university, during the first year, students learn the language. The second most spoken language in the world, Spanish. It's actually not 1 year, it's 7 to 10 months, okay? It's exactly this, the duration is between 7 to 10 months. So this is the time where students come to Spain and join the program, which is called LCA. LCA stands from Language, Culture, and Adaptation to University. So during your first year in Spain, first 10 months, you will focus on the language to get the language certificate. Once you get the language certificate, you will take your bachelor's degree. All bachelor's degrees in Spain take 4 years. So they already always include like the bachelor's of honor. After 4 years degree, you will be good to start to work, okay? If you want to take master, probably it's a better idea to work for a while and take master later on. Masters are not that necessary, not obligatory. Bachelor's are 4 years. And most of the students will start their professional career after the bachelor's degree. So what is LCA? LCA is a preparatory Spanish language, culture, and adaptation to university course. Students focus on those 3 things during the program. So first of all, you will be joining language classes, Spanish language classes at the State University of Vigo. University of Vigo has a very good language center where they are they ranked one of the best language centers for teaching Spanish for international students in the world. You will have Spanish language classes there. You will start with 0 level of Spanish and you will reach B2 level of Spanish, being B2 an independent user of Spanish. So you will be able to understand and express absolutely any kind of concept in Spanish after this program. Apart from language, Spanish LCA also includes culture. I have told you at the beginning that Spain is a very enjoyable country. So our students, we want them to enjoy the country while they learn the language. That's why 30% of Spanish language classes during Spanish LCA program is conducted outside the classroom. So students join sports activities, cultural activities, workshops in museums, Spanish cooking class, trips to other cities. During all those activities, they are still using Spanish. So, you know, you don't have to really study that much. You don't need to spend hours in the library in order to learn Spanish, because during those activities, you're having fun and you don't even realize when you're learning and when you're progressing with the language. Can you see some Indonesian students here in this running activity? Yes, there's Faiz and Audrey. You can see they have Indonesian flags on their t-shirts. All right, so and the last part of Spanish LCA preparatory program is also very important. It's called Adaptation to University. So during this part, students join some classes at the University of Vigo, which prepare them to be successful students of a university. You acquire specific academic skills. You learn how to be a good student and get good scores. And this is important because the best students in Spanish public universities study for free. They get a total waiver of tuition fees. Free, €0. So it's very important to learn first how to get there, how to be a successful student. During the adaptation to university part of the program, students also get all the information about all the universities existing in Spain. Because after this preparatory language program, you will be good to go to any Spanish university you choose. So you can stay at the University of Vigo, but you can also go to another city. You can go to Madrid, to Barcelona, to Seville, anywhere you want to take your bachelor's degree there. So we'll make sure you know all the options, and we will help you with the paperwork that needs to be done to enroll you in the university you have chosen. This will be done by us. So very, very briefly, the city where you will be coming for the first year for the preparatory Spanish LCA course is called Vigo. This is where I am right now. Okay, so Vigo is here in the north of Spain. As I have told you, it's very close to the border with Portugal. So students visit Portugal a lot. It's not that close to Madrid or Barcelona. It's quite far away. But we believe it's a perfect city for the students who have just left their countries, who stopped to live with their parents for the first time in their lives, to study abroad. Why? Because apart from being a very beautiful city at the Atlantic Ocean with beautiful nature and amazing beaches, Vigo is also the safest city in Spain. People here are very, very friendly, very helpful, very welcoming. So you will feel very safe and very welcomed here. And this is very important because when you leave home and you're so far away from your parents, you need to feel like at home. And Vigo makes that possible. So it's a city you will enjoy, but it's a medium-sized city with a lot of international students. So students feel very safe, and this is a perfect place to start your experience abroad. If after this first year you decide to continue to Madrid, Barcelona, some other city, you will be ready for that because you will understand the language, you will know the lifestyle in the country. But trust me, Vigo is an amazing city to start. And this is why the Spanish LCA program is delivered at the University of Vigo. Again, we know you would be going very, very far away. And I know that when some of you tell your parents that you heard my presentation and you would be willing to study in Spain, your parents are going to get mad and they're going to say, no, go to your room. You're crazy. You're not going to Spain. It's so far away. You know, it takes 17 hours by plane to get all the way from Indonesia to Vigo. So we have elaborated all the assistance package for international students to make you and your parents feel more confident and more secure. So first of all, before you arrive to Spain, we'll help you with your student visa. When you arrive to Spain, we will pick you up from the airport. So somebody will be waiting for you, pick you up from the airport, take you to students' accommodation. First day, we show you how to use a shuttle bus to the campus, show you around the city, around the campus. We'll give you a Spanish SIM card. We'll take you to the doctor if you feel sick. Basically, during the first year, we do everything for the students to help you with everything and help you to adapt properly. All right, now before I finish, hopefully I can still have a few minutes for your questions. I would like to show you the summary of the cost of the program, also including the tuition fees. So the scheme of the cost of this program, you can see it on your screens right now. Preparatory Spanish LCA program costs 7,500 euros. This is the amount you need to invest in the language certificate to be able to access public education and benefit from subsidized tuition fees during the next years of your studies. So first, you invest 7,500 euros in the language. And after that, for the next years, you're gonna pay approximately 900 euros, well, 18, 12, 13, depending on the university, 12 to 18 million rupias per year. This amount is the amount that already includes everything. It includes the tuition fees at the University of Vigo, but it also includes all the outside the classroom activities, your medical insurance, all this assistance here. It's already all included in this amount. So there is a bigger investment that must be done in the language during the first year. This is because the government says, all right, you want me to pay for your education? Learn my language first. So once students know the language, the education becomes much more affordable. The cost of living in Spain are one of the most affordable you can think of. What you can see on your screens right now is a comparison of the cost of living in Spain to other popular study abroad destinations. So you can see, for example, in UK, in Australia, in France, even our neighbors, France, accommodation, monthly accommodation is 700, 900, even 1,000 euros per month. It's very expensive. In Spain, it's approximately 300 euros per month. The cost of food in a supermarket in Spain is comparable to cost of food in a supermarket in Indonesia. Students can have a part-time job. So you can work up to 20 hours per week, both inside and outside the campus. So students can earn up to 600 euros, which is more than enough to cover all the costs of living by yourselves. All right, so we have very few minutes for questions. Before that, I would like to share with you all my contact data. I know it's the first time you hear about Spain as a study abroad destination, so this is new, and probably you have a lot of questions, or your parents do have questions. So I am responsible for helping students from Indonesia. If you have any questions, if you would like to arrange a Zoom session with your parents, where I could tell them all the advantages, the financial aspects, the safety aspects, you can reach me through WhatsApp. Anytime you want, you can send me an email. I would also like to encourage you guys to follow us on Instagram, because this is where we tell about the life of our students in the preparatory LCA program. So we have a lot of students from Indonesia. Some of them have just arrived last month. So if you want to follow on their life here, follow us on Instagram. It's Campus Spain. It's very, very easy to find us. If you have any questions, I don't have much time. So probably if you have questions, you would have to reach me on WhatsApp. Or through Instagram as well. We also read the Instagram messages. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Terima kasih. Hope you stay safe. Hope you have a lot of patience for this current situation, and see you in Spain soon.
Okay, Miss Gosian, thank you very much. I hope my student can join and Campus Spain soon, very soon.
Hopefully. Thank you very much. Guys, keep in touch. Anything you want to ask, even it's like, what's the weather like in Spain, or what is the food? I will be happy to talk. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Gosian.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Okay, terima kasih.
Sampai jumpa. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Oke, bye.